Good morning. So this morning I'm disappointed with myself. I'm getting the lesson, but I'm allowing myself to be a little bit disappointed in myself. I'll show you where I'm at. There's Lola. Rexy's up on the rocks somewhere. Down there is where there's people live down there. There's a homestead down there. And then I'm sitting right behind this big pile of rocks because the sun is on the other side. The sun is on the other side, and I came down to be on the shade, so I'm walking along the side of the rocks here. I'm going to hike up around back home on the side of the mountain near the house. So I'm disappointed in myself because I was doing really good for 2 days I quit smoking marijuana, and I was doing really good for 2 days, and I feel like the marijuana is an addiction. It's not an addiction in a way of, because when I quit, I can just quit, and then it's not exactly accurate, but I feel like it's a place that I go to run away and I also feel like overall it's making my life cloudy. And yesterday I went and I sat with my friend, and another thing about feeling disappointed in myself, I had two friends that I had conversations with lately said it's of no point feeling guilty about something or feeling bad about yourself, because it's doing yourself a wrong deed twice. It's the one doing the whatever it was that you're disappointed in yourself about, but then also being disappointed in yourself holds you there instead of saying, "Okay, we're moving on." Yeah, it's like you're getting onto yourself and you're holding yourself down. So it's like you're disappointing yourself twice. But at the same time, I see purpose in everything. If I'm feeling like crap about it and disappointed in myself. And this morning, I'm feeling way better. Last night, it was late, and so I'm feeling disappointed in myself in all different sorts of ways. I'm feeling disappointed in myself that, okay, so first of all, I feel disappointed in myself because I know that I do want to quit and I want to overcome it for myself. And I noticed that whenever there's times when I don't smoke for a long time period of time, everything in my life starts moving along really quickly and good, and I'm doing good and everything's bright and I don't fall into these pitfalls. And the times when I do smoke, even if I can't put my finger on why, it's it's like my life comes to like this, like things stop moving. um, um I'm less pushing things. I let things fall off. And I'm also upset about myself about the why I went and smoked, because I feel like I let myself down, that still things outside of me move me, like the decision to quit smoking didn't come from a deep enough place within me. I'm so mad. I'm sick of this twin flame journey crap. I'm so sick of it. I'm just so sick of it. All the time I feel like in my life, like I always feel like everything is building up to something. But what's it building up to? It's not building up to anything. This is my life. What's happening right this second? This is my life. There isn't anything that I'm supposed to be building up for. Sick of the emotional roller coaster. I'm tired of not having any money for anything. Everything I do, I'm tired of not having money for anything. It's always on the back of my mind. I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. It feels like I can't move. I feel like I'm bored with my life. Like I have all of these things going on and all of these side stories, and nothing interests me. I feel like I'm bored in my life. I'm not interested in my business really. I mean, I'm doing it and I'm getting I need to change my fucking story. I don't usually cuss. I feel like I let myself down, and that every time that I let myself down, I'm just wasting time. And not only am I wasting time, it's time that I don't have. Something needs to happen. I don't even know how my rent went through this month. My rent went through this month. Something needs to happen before next month. I just feel like I'm running on fumes. And every time I feel like I have control or something. I feel control. I have control over crap, control over nothing. But every time I feel like I lift my head up for a minute and I have a moment that I can breathe, I'm tired of being like this. I'm tired of feeling like this. Yesterday I was feeling again the chasing energy. I thought I thought that it was subsiding. I thought that it was evening out, and that I was already like I know it's way less than it was a year ago. Like I look at the way I was a year ago because I remember all sorts of things that went on, and I'm like, "Oh, thank God that I'm not like that anymore." Like I that I've over that I that I'm almost like looking back and like cringing like, "Oh, I probably will do that when I look back at all these videos, these crying videos that I made. I remember the first crying video that I made. I don't think I published it. I might have published it afterwards. I don't think I came out, set it out, and I was like super frustrated too. I was like mad about something or other. I don't remember what it was. Like this. So also my other friend, I went yesterday. So yesterday I was on my way home from running, chasing, I don't know, running from my life, chasing. I don't know. There's a certain time of the day that I just feel like I have to get out. I have to get out. I have to get out. I just can't be at home. And that's another thing, that home. I just can't make it into a home. I've been there for like, I think this is 4 months, going on five maybe, 4 months, 5 months. And I just can't seem to make it into a home. I haven't brought my things into it yet. I still only have 3 plastic chairs in my table. The couches that are there were there. I brought over some boxes and some things, the boys' beds and some dishes. And I don't even know where the dishes came from because I didn't even open any of the things that I had in storage. And I don't want to. Like, everything's over there in storage. First of all, just the thought of having to go over there by myself. That's another thing. Like, I thought, if I had money, if I had enough money, I just need to make money, that's all. But then when I sit down next to the computer, I feel claustrophobic. Lately, I've been able to sit down and kind of force myself to do some work. I don't see, I can see that when I sit down to do work, so even if it's not work that is like the work that I have been doing, I don't see any income from it at all. Like, I've been sitting down and optimizing all my listings and advertising. And so far, I'm just, I'm paying advertising. I'm not, and I just keep doing it. I just keep sitting down and saying, okay, so something's going to give. Something's going to give. I started uploading my stuff to Etsy. I'm going to make links to my Etsy store and start adding them onto my videos. I mean, just doing what I can do. And I did some design work yesterday, and I'm going to go and paint for my parents. And I have that offer to clean that house. I don't want to do it. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. And I mean, they pay good for what it is, but still it's going and it's spending a whole day cleaning. I mean, even if it's only 4 or 5 hours of cleaning, but that's all your good time of a day. And the driving out there, it takes, like 40 minutes to get there and 40 minutes to get back. And then the pay, even if it's good for what it is, it's still not what I need to be making for a day. So the whole time that I'm there, I'm like thinking about all of the things that I could have been doing for my business. So it's like, and then when I'm home and I can do things for my business, then I procrastinate around it. And I run out and hike on the side of the mountain. So I want the feelings for my twin flame to go away. The chasing, running, all that bullcrap. If he could just be a friend in my life, I'd appreciate him as a friend. He's a cool guy. If it could just be let go like that, if he could just be off of there, and whenever I see him, I see him, and if I see him, I see him, and if I don't, I don't. And I wish I could feel like that. I don't know. There's another question that I wanted to ask other people that are on this journey. It seems like I don't remember the question. It was just in my mind. It's just in my mind. I just feel like this is surreal. Oh, I remember what it was. before I met him, I had already been on like this spiritual awakening and this spiritual path for a few years. I had already done some internal work and understood quite a bit. You know, kind of like I feel like a lot a lot of us, the ones that I do meet, were like the women that I do meet that are on this journey feels like there are wounded healers, like the wounded healer archetype, you know, that have been through a lot, have gone through, you know, some I guess trauma or obstacles or some situations in life that have caused them to go into a spiritual awakening, and then they meet their twin. And this is something that happened to me too. I had already been. And I was thinking about it and wondering about it because I was thinking like when you magnetize your twin in, or you, then it's like you've already purified yourself enough to where your vibration is a pure enough version of yourself that your twin gets drawn into it, because it's like two things magnetizing. And so I just wanted to ask if anybody that's watching up till now watched through all that cry fest, if they also feel like that, if like that's something that also resonates true. A lot of the women that write in, um, and I'm not saying, I've just noticed that it's women. I'm not saying I'm not saying that only women, but I'm saying that I just noticed that a lot of women that write in that are on this twin flame journey are super highly intelligent, uh, emotionally intelligent, and understand this journey to, you know, that are right with me on the same page, get what I'm saying, understand the different timelines, you know, like in the 3D, one thing's going on and then you're completely getting a different story. You know, you're in this ascension, you're rising, you're getting the lessons that you need, you know. It seems like, you know, and people that aren't on this journey don't get it. Like, what are you doing with you know, why are you hanging out with somebody that's hurting you? Why would you keep you're being you know, you're being a rag? What, you know, do they see all they see it in uh a very topical way, I would say, like a very shallow topical. They don't understand the inner workings of it. The inner workings are like, you're so far in, it's like raw. It's like there's somebody in there with you in your kishka. And I feel like at first, like yesterday after I smoked, okay, so here's the story, okay? So here's the story, and please no judgment towards my twin. So yesterday, we were texting back and forth a little bit, and then I asked him if he wanted me to come over and have coffee or something. He was cleaning his house and resting. And then he said he was cleaning his house and resting, and I asked him if he wanted me to come over, and he said, no, I'm busy cleaning my house and resting. I'm like, okay. So I had to get out of the house. So I went and visited my sister-in-law. She just got a new place. She's my sister-in-law, but she's my brother's ex-wife. They've been divorced maybe for 6 years, something like that. And so she got a new place. So I went to visit her. And then I went to the hot springs because it's out there close. And then on the way home, and I was feeling really good. I was like, fine. I was fine. I hadn't smoked in 2 days. You know, I gave up. Uh, it looks like I'm just talking about everything on these videos, just everything out in the open. And so on my way home, it was like 10 o'clock at night. I see that my twin is live at some concert. And you know, and he said that he was invited, so he went and he showed like the video of the concert, and I thought that was really, first of all, okay, so something in me was jolted, something in me moved, and when I think about it rationally and also emotionally, I can totally see that I'm at home, I'm cleaning my house, I'm resting, I don't want company. And then somebody calls me and says, "Hey, there's a concert. Do you want to go? I have a ticket." Like, I could totally see myself going. But then at the same time, there's like this feeling of like rejection. Like, he'd rather clean his house than see me and rest from me. And then I started feeling like I was on my way home. I started feeling like, I don't know. And I have a really good friend in Hukuk. And so I called him, and when we were dating, he's really sweet. He's really sweet. He's so sweet. And a really smart guy. And we were dating. And he likes me a lot. And he tells me, so it's cute. And he told me that his parents liked me. He told me that everybody likes me, but he not a it's well, I think that I'm likable. So I went over to his house. I wasn't expecting to smoke. I wanted company. I didn't feel like getting home. I didn't feel like getting home and he's really nice to be with. So I called him. It was 10 o'clock at night. I called him and he said, "Yeah, come over." And when I came over, anyway, I ended up smoking. And then like, and I was going back and forth. Should I? Shouldn't I? I've been feeling so good without it. I've been so productive, and I know that I don't want it. And then I started thinking, what am I like? It like is if my twin, if I feel like upset with him, then I smoke. Like, what am I quitting smoking for myself, or am I quitting smoking for him? Who am I quitting smoking for? And then I started feeling like crap about that. And then I started feeling like I'm being tested. I feel like I'm being tested and that I'm, from the universe. Like, the universe, if I say, okay, I'm quitting and I'm moving on, and then the universe comes in and gives me like this, like, shake up, and then to see if I'm strong. And then I feel like I just let myself down and I feel weak and I feel stupid. And I feel like I'm postponing my prosperity. Every time I fall into these holes, it's like I'm giving away my power and I'm postponing my prosperity. And then I feel guilty about it. And then it makes me even weaker. And then I feel bad that I feel bad about it. And I just say, okay, so just lift off of this point. And then it's like, and then I think, oh, well, why are you feeling bad? This is just part of it. This is one of, this is one of those pitfalls. This is one of those things that, I realize in life that everything is so exact. If I had been strong enough not to smoke, I would have smoked. So this is part of it. And this feeling like crap is like the lashing of it. It's the showing me. I'm sitting here on this, look. I'm sitting here on this rock. Let me get a picture like that. Overlooking. I feel like I'm wasting my time. And then I feel like, but what is time wasted? This is my life. Every minute that is here, I can make the most of. So what am I wasting? What am I waiting for some kind of future time that's going to come along, that what's going to happen then? I'm so frazzled all the time about my financial situation. I'm so frazzled about it all the time that I can't seem to do anything about it. Because when I sit down to do something about it, it just doesn't seem like I'm doing enough, or it seems like I'm putting my efforts, like, where do I put my efforts? Where do I start? And so then I start somewhere and nothing comes of it. And then I feel like, okay, well, that was a whole bunch of time wasted. It's like I'm running around behind the clock when I'm in this dimension. I was talking about yesterday with my friend about the different dimensions, the energy dimension. When you're in the energy dimension, time is irrelevant. You're moving energy around, and time also becomes suspended. It's like you can go into this energy mode. How am I going to get over this? You can go into this energy mode, and then it's like when you go into it's like going into a bubble, and time pretty much like it feels like you're suspended in time, but then you move energy instead of moving time. It's like the difference between working for an hourly rate, or there's all different sorts of things, or moving, or doing a big deal where you sell a whole bunch of stuff and you make, it's like it's a different way of doing things. And when you move energy around, like when you move time, okay, the time that you can move is only future and past. You can't move present. You can perceive it. You can perceive it to be, okay, I'm gonna work all this out in my own mind. I'm not gonna work it out while I'm talking. So I think I'm gonna stop this here because I just don't feel like talking anymore. So thank you for watching.